The Refreshment Lady's stand. It was a hot day on the island of Sodor, and the heat made all the engine's axles ache. Ivo Hugh and Peter Sam were busy arranging slate cars at the slate quarry. "We shunted undoubtedly every car in the quarry today," wheezed Ivo Hugh. "Easy for you to say," sighed Peter Sam. "I'm unfortunately too thirsty to feel useful." The heat made all the people thirsty too, and the same refreshment lady which Peter Sam left behind long ago was busy at the tea-room station. Mr. Percival called Peter Sam over to the station the next day. "The refreshment lady needs a new place for another refreshment stand," he said. "I'll find her a beautiful place," said Peter Sam. "I knew it," said the refreshment lady. "It will be a piece of cake." Peter Sam chuckled. "Refreshment stands don't live in cakes," he laughed. "Only bakeries do. It's just my way of saying that it would be easy for me to find the right place, my dear engine," the refreshment lady replied. For the rest of the day, Peter Sam showed the refreshment lady across the Skarloey line. But she couldn't think of anywhere to have a new refreshment stand. She felt disappointed when Peter Sam brought her back to the tea-room station. "Thank you for the ride, Peter Sam, but I don't know what to do. I can't make up my mind." "It's a shame to make a refreshment stand in each place." "That's all right," replied Peter Sam in dismay. Later that night, there was a storm. The engines were talking excitedly about it, everyone but Peter Sam. He was still thinking about the refreshment lady's stand. The next day, Mr. Percival arrived. "Peter Sam, I need you to help Rusty clean up the mess, while Fred is working on the Crowburn Gate route." "Yes, sir," said Peter Sam with spirit. As he arrived, he saw a familiar-looking cottage on the line. "Driver said that this cottage is no use," said Rusty. "That's not a shed," replied Peter Sam. "It's a railway coach." And it then gave him a clever idea. He told his driver his idea. The driver agreed, and Peter Sam made his way with the coach. When he arrived at the shed, the driver explained to Mr. Percival about the coach. "Peter Sam thinks that this old coach can be a new refreshment stand," he said. "I'll see if Sir Topham Hatt can tell Jem Cole about this coach. I'm sure he can repair it," agreed Mr. Percival. Soon enough, the coach was made into a refreshment stand on wheels. When the refreshment lady saw the coach, she was very impressed. "Ah," she cried, "it's magnificent! I told you it would be a piece of cake. We've made cakes in it, I'm sure, if it's possible," said Mr. Percival. He then turned to Peter Sam. "You will get to take the refreshment stand special, since you came up with the idea." "Thank you, sir," smiled Peter Sam. Now the refreshment lady can serve tea across the Skarloey line. Now that was definitely a piece of cake, said Peter Sam.